Hello students, we are going to talk about the operation of the planer today, our surface planer. Okay, so let me get suited up here with my GoPro. Okay, here's the deal. We're going to turn on the vent system. Okay, so I want to show you that. On the vent system, first of all, if I send you over to turn it on, we have to turn the big knob here to on. I guess red means danger, right? So we turn it on, and then it's going to have a beeping sound, and we're going to hit the silence button. Silence. Then we have to reset it, and you see when we reset it, went from red to green. And then we push the green, and we're on, we're running. All right, the dust collector's outside. Every once in a while we'll have a barrel out there that we have to empty. That's where all the dust goes from all of our machinery. Okay, there is a gate, okay, that we certainly want open on this machine. When we're not using the machine, we'll close it, because that's a big volume of air that's wasted if we're not using this machine and we're using other machines. We'll get a lot more draw on the other machines if we close the gates to the ones not being used. Okay, so before we get going here, I want to show you the operation, and we'll run a board or two. Okay, over here we have our on-off button. Let's turn it on and listen to it. Okay, and it spins for a while, okay, after it's turned off. Our noisiest machine in the shop. This lever we won't be using, but it would reverse the direction of the in-feed, out-feed. If we got something stuck in there, we could use that reverse. I haven't had to do that yet. Okay, over here as well is our gauge for our depth of table. As you can see, it can handle wood up to 8 inches. Okay, so we'll set it to the thickness of the panel or piece that we are wanting to plane the thickness for. Okay, and that will move as we move our depth gauge wheel. Okay, so this is how we set it up to the thickness of our wood. One full turn is a 16th. So a half a turn is a 32nd. A 32nd is recommended, okay? A 16th is max. And this is simply a lock for that adjustment wheel, okay? Over here on this side of the machine, a couple adjustments I'll be using, you won't, okay, in most cases. So this is how many feet per minute. Okay, right now we've got it set at 25. I think the maximum looks like it is 60 feet per minute. Oh, no, that's not right. Looks like it would go up to 100 feet per minute at its fastest. 25 seems to be working well for us. Okay, some wood is much harder than other woods. For example, we sometimes use hard maple, very, very hard wood, tough to machine. This is our pressure for those in-feed, out-feed rollers. We may have to bump it up if we're needing more pressure for our hardwood. We have softwood that we use, like cedar, very soft. We may have to back off our pressure for our rollers for cedar. So if it gets stuck, we may be adjusting it there. Okay, that's pretty much our different adjustments for the planer. Let's go ahead and we'll make a cut on a board, okay? We want to measure our wood thickness, okay, accurately. So right now I'm set up at, looks like 9/16 of an inch. We could also use a dial caliper, okay? and we would be able to read it to the nearest thousandths of an inch. All right, I'll teach you how to read the dial caliper. I use the dial caliper a lot for the surface sander. We've got to be very accurate over there as well. Guys, you may not use either one of these machines unless I'm here with you to use them, all right? Because if you mess up on the thickness and the setup of the machine, you could damage either one of them, okay? So that's the rule on the surface planer and the surface sander, that I have to be with you operating the machine. Okay, I'm gonna set it up. We said 9/16, right? Looks like I could go another half a turn right there. We're gonna try that. Lock it down there. Now, another thing you need to know, any boards we put through this shorter than 13 inches will get stuck every time. That one's 12 inches, the length of our plaque, right? So it's gonna get stuck. So what we do, we can send another board after it, and if it's short, then we send a longer board to push them through. As you might remember from our safety on our other machines, the shortest board on any machine that we're gonna use in this class is 10 inches, okay? I don't want you machining any part unless you have special permission from me for less than 10 inches, okay? We want that 10 inches to help us keep it stable, like 10 inches against the fence here, 10 inches against the fence on the radial arm saw or the joiner, okay? 10 inches is our general rule for the shortest piece we can machine. Just know that on this planer, anything less than 13, you need a chaser board. All right, we've got it set. Let's try it. Let's turn it on. I'm gonna send my board through, getting ready to push it through with my other boards. So, once again, this machine, the purpose of it is when we glue up a panel with pieces of wood, when we glue them up, we can then plane them smooth. Any panel up to 24 inches, okay, would fit in our surface planer. So that's what it's used for, machining the thickness of our pieces or our panels. Then from here, we would go to the next machine, which is our surface sander. We'll talk about that on another video. And I'm going to make a video talking about the safety on this machine. Okay, we'll see you then.